Welcome back today, friend. Imagine reaching into your pocket for loose change and pulling out a coin that, at first glance, seems entirely ordinary. Bronze-colored. Lightweight. Familiar. It's a 2-pence coin. You turn it around, and there it is, the year 1987. You think nothing of it. After all, 2-pence coins are everywhere in the UK, right? But what if I told you that this one specific year, this 1987 2-pence coin, holds a place in the hearts of collectors across the world? That it's not just a piece of copper-plated steel, but a small, unassuming portal into the history, economy, politics, and even hidden oddities of British coinage? You might never look at your pocket change the same way again. Welcome to the fascinating world of coin collecting, and today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1987 UK 2-pence coin. Its history, its value, its production, and the surprising reasons why this coin has caught the attention of historians, collectors, and curious minds all over the globe. Let's start with a little background. The 2-pence coin, known as the 2p, was introduced as part of the United Kingdom's decimalisation of currency in 1971. Before that, British currency was a tangled web of pounds, shillings, and pence. When the UK moved to a decimal system, the 2-pence became part of a new era, a clean, streamlined, and modern approach to currency. From its inception, the 2p coin was made from bronze, a mixture of copper, tin, and zinc. The color was striking, rich, almost royal in tone. The reverse of the coin featured a design by Christopher Ironside, a crown badge of the Prince of Wales, with the motto Ich Dien, meaning I serve. The obverse, of course, showed the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Now here's where things start to get interesting. The 1987 issue of the 2-pence coin wasn't just another routine minting. By 1987, the Royal Mint had already struck hundreds of millions of these coins. But that year's mintage numbers dropped dramatically. In fact, only coins for mint sets and limited circulation were produced. That alone makes the 1987 2-pence a bit rarer than others, and for a collector, rarity is everything. But rarity isn't just about numbers. It's also about context. And 1987 was no ordinary year for the United Kingdom. The country was undergoing major shifts, politically, economically, socially. Margaret Thatcher was in power. The global markets were fluctuating. Inflation, privatization, and a sense of transformation dominated the headlines. Amid all this, the Royal Mint was adjusting production levels of coins to match the times. Fewer 2-pence coins were needed in circulation due to oversupply from previous years. That's why the 1987 issue was minted in relatively smaller quantities, primarily for coin sets and collectors. If you were lucky enough to get one in your change, it was likely because someone broke open a mint set and spent it. That's what makes these coins such a treasure. They weren't intended for mass use. They were, in essence, coins of preservation meant to be stored, admired, remembered. Now let's talk value, the part that gets everyone's attention. How much is a 1987 2-pence coin worth today? Well, if you have one in average condition, you're not sitting on a fortune. Most circulated 1987 2p coins are still worth face value, 2-pence. But here's where the nuance comes in. Uncirculated or proof coins, the kind you find in official Royal Mint sets, can fetch higher prices anywhere from £1 to £5 or more depending on condition. If the coin is pristine, untouched, and still in its original packaging, you might be looking at £10 or even more at collectors' auctions. But that's not all. There are rumors, whispers among collectors, of even rarer versions. Error coins. Mistruck coins. Coins where the new pence legend was mistakenly used after it had been officially replaced with 2-pence in 1982. While the 1987 coin does not officially carry the new pence legend, the curiosity about transitional coins often leads to people carefully inspecting their 1987 pieces, just in case. Some people claim to have found anomalies. Others hunt for errors like die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubled lettering. These kinds of minting errors can transform a humble 2p coin into a valuable collector's item. But let's zoom out and look at the cultural value of the 2-pence coin. For millions in the UK, the 2p piece holds nostalgic significance. It's the coin of the arcade machines, the candy shop, the charity donation jars, the red phone boxes. It's small, but symbolic. For many, the 2p isn't just about buying power, it's a reminder of simpler times. And for coin collectors, it's part of a greater journey, the quest to collect each year, each variation, each design. The 1987 coin stands as a quieter piece in that puzzle, not loudly rare, but gently special. The kind of coin that rewards those who notice the little things. Let's take a moment to consider the geography of the 2p coin. Where did these coins travel? How far have they gone? The Royal Mint, which has produced the UK's coinage for over 1,100 years, is based in Llantrisant, South Wales. That's where your 1987 2p coin was born, in vast minting halls, under high-pressure machines, inspected by expert eyes. From there, it may have ended up in a mint set mailed to a collector. Or, perhaps it was exchanged in a shop and carried in someone's wallet. Maybe it crossed borders. Maybe it made its way into a coin machine at Heathrow, or slipped into a suitcase headed to Australia, Canada, or Pakistan. British coins are found all over the world, especially in former colonies and Commonwealth nations. The 2p has been a silent traveler, a tiny ambassador of British culture and economic policy. And even though its face value remains low, its story is anything but small. Now let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about emotion. Because coin collecting, true coin collecting, is never just about money. It's about connection, memory, curiosity. Why do people collect coins? It's not just about the hunt, though that's certainly part of it. There's something deeply satisfying about discovering a small, circular piece of metal that holds history in its ridges and designs. Each coin tells a story. A story about the people who used it, the government that issued it, the time it represents. The 1987 2p coin, for example, might have been someone's lucky charm. It could have been saved by a grandparent for a grandchild. It might have been tossed into a wishing fountain or hidden in a time capsule. It might even be part of a jar filled with decades of British change, untouched, forgotten, waiting. The emotional bond between people and coins is real. For some, finding a 1987 2p triggers memories of childhood. For others, it becomes a gateway into learning about minting history, metal composition, or even British politics. And then, of course, there's the visual appeal. The design. The reverse side, still bearing the proud badge of the Prince of Wales, reminds us of the monarchy of traditions upheld over centuries. The crown, the feathers, the motto, they're more than symbols. Their legacy. And the Queen's portrait? A reminder of stability during a time of change. Many coin collectors look at their collection not as a pile of metal, but as a curated museum of time. Each coin, a snapshot of a year. A memory. A moment. And the 1987 2p coin, while humble, is very much part of that. Now, if you're new to coins, you might wonder, is it worth collecting coins like these? Should I keep my 1987 2p? Is it worth anything more than the copper it's printed on? Here's the truth: yes, if it means something to you. Yes, if you're intrigued by the idea that a small coin can travel decades, countries, and still end up in your hand. Yes, if the idea of a treasure hunt excites you. Because one thing coin collectors know is this: the value of a coin is not always found in its market price. Sometimes, the real value is in the joy of discovery. The excitement of learning. The thrill of the search. And with the 1987 2p coin, you're not just holding metal. You're holding legacy. So next time you come across a 2p coin, don't just toss it aside. Look at the year. Feel the weight. Examine the design. Ask yourself, where has this been? Whose hands has it passed through? What stories could it tell if it could speak? Because coins are storytellers. And every now and then, one of them might just whisper something extraordinary. Thank you for joining me on this deep journey into the world of the 1987 2p coin. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Do you have a favorite from your own collection? I'd love to hear about it. And stay tuned, because there's always another story waiting behind the next coin.